investigator goes to a graveyard at 3 a.m. with his camera on to record an investigation. But what he sees there completely terrifies him. Let's see what exactly that man witnessed that night. Suddenly, a baby appears out of nowhere. No one knows where it came from. I'll leave this question to you all. What do you think? Where did it come from? And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe to Haunted Creeps.
¿De dónde vendrá esto de allá en Costa Rica o qué onda? Están buenas las puertas, pero tienen su tránsito y están trabajadas. Que vayan a no me va a salir un cristiano ahí. Vaya a ver. ¿Hay alguien comida?
Two fishermen from Mexico were out in the open sea early one morning when they noticed something strange floating in the distance. As they got closer, they realized it wasn't a boat or debris. It was a small wooden house drifting quietly on the water, completely abandoned. Curious and confused, they decided to approach it, but the closer they came, the colder the air around them felt. One of the fishermen began recording as they circled the house, calling out to see if anyone was inside. Suddenly, a loud thud echoed from within, followed by the sound of footsteps.
Marathon is rewarding fans with savings of up to $1 per gallon. All by earning rewards on every gallon and on select in-store items. Making every pit stop and snack break worthy of a celebration. Marathon, the official fuel of the Big Ten.
A loud thud echoed from within, followed by the sound of footsteps.
¿Hay alguien con vida? ¿Hay alguien con vida? ¡Respondan! ¿Quién vive? ¿Quién vive? ¿Quién vive? Que tiene puerta muy atrancada. A ver, nomás por prueba. Vaya que cuando me suban me salgan esta gente. Espérame, estoy grabando por ver. ¿Hay alguien con vida? ¡Respondan!
The men froze. Then, through a broken window, a dark, shadowy figure appeared, staring directly at them before vanishing into the darkness of the house. Terrified, they sped away, their camera still recording. Later, when they reviewed the footage, they saw something they hadn't noticed before. A white face watching them. What the hell? In this clip, a boy is about to go to sleep in his room when he suddenly hears strange sounds coming from a corner. Curious and a bit scared, he decides to turn on his camera to record what's happening. As the camera starts rolling, he slowly pans around the room, trying to find the source of the noise. Everything seems quiet for a few seconds, until something unbelievable happens. What the hell? What the hell? You can clearly see a dark Hatman figure standing silently, almost like it's watching him. The boy freezes in fear, unable to move. And within moments, that shadowy figure suddenly vanishes right in front of the camera. The moment feels chilling and completely unexplainable. When I first saw this video, it honestly felt 100% real to me. The question is, do you believe this was real or just another internet illusion? I don't know where this video came from, but one thing's for sure. It's really creepy. Let's watch and see what happens. You can clearly see a white figure standing at a distance, but suddenly it jumps forward toward the boy. The moment that happened, the boy's reaction was priceless. He got so scared that he immediately ran back into his room. But the biggest question is, who or what was that figure? Was it a person or something else entirely? People on the internet are saying it could be a shadow creature, while others believe it's just an edited video. What do you think? Is this real or fake? Let me know in the comments.
You're what? What? What are you doing? You're not. No.
This video is from the USA. In it, two girls are having fun, laughing, and joking around. Everything seems normal until something happens that completely terrifies them. Watch closely.
What are you doing? You're not. No.
Maybe you didn't notice it the first time, so let's take another look.
You're what?
You can clearly see the mirror in front of one of the girls move on its own. No one touched it. But that's not all. If you observe carefully, inside that same mirror, there's a disturbing, shadowy figure that appears for a split second. People online were shocked after seeing this clip. Many claim it's paranormal, while others think it's just a clever trick. Still, the way the mirror moved and the figure appeared gives anyone chills. This video quickly went viral across the internet, leaving everyone with one haunting question. If something like this happened to you, what would you do? Something like this happened to you, what would you do? This video is from a well-known paranormal YouTuber who decided to explore and investigate an old abandoned house located deep inside a dense forest. He had heard several mysterious stories about this place. People claimed to have seen strange lights and figures moving around the house at night. Curious to find the truth, he went there with his camera and started recording everything. At first, everything seemed normal. The house was silent, surrounded by trees, and the atmosphere was eerie but calm. However, after a few minutes, something unexpected happened. Investigators suddenly noticed someone, a strange figure standing on the roof of the house. If you look closely, you can see that this unknown person seems to be crawling down from the roof toward him. Terrified, the YouTuber immediately ran out of the house trying to escape. But the horror didn't end there. As he reached another spot to catch his breath, the same mysterious figure appeared again. Following him silently through the woods. Realizing the danger, the investigator ran as fast as he could and finally managed to escape from the place safely. What exactly was that figure remains a mystery to this day.
It's just us here. There's a work. I have an air making chairs on back. It's just us here. There's a work. I have an air making chairs on back.
The chair inside the room began to move on its own without anyone touching it. Shocked and frightened, the mother froze for a moment, trying to understand what she had just witnessed. Realizing the situation was too strange and scary, she quickly grabbed her baby and ran out of the room.
You are not stronger than Christ. You are not stronger than Christ.
This video shows a real exorcism where a young girl is believed to be possessed by a powerful demonic force. The atmosphere in the room is tense. Everyone around looks terrified as the priest steps forward, holding a holy cross. The moment he raises the cross towards the girl, something shocking happens.
You are not strong. No, you are not stronger than Christ. No, you're not stronger. You are not stronger than Christ.
Her reaction is beyond explanation, and the entire room feels the presence of something dark and evil. You can almost feel the chill through the screen. Imagine if you were there in that moment. What would you have done?
You are not stronger than Christ.
It's one of the most spine-chilling scenes ever caught on camera. Some say it's real, others think it's staged, but no one can deny how disturbing it looks. If you're still watching the video, make sure to hit that subscribe button.
At Boar's Head, we rise with a mission to deliver craftsmanship worthy of your table. A promise kept with every new day. Boar's Head, committed to craft since 1905.
Visit GovX.com. Join a community of patriots and pros. You've earned it. GovX. Savings for those who serve.
Subscribe button. This video shows a man who suddenly starts hearing the sound of someone crying outside his house late at night. Curious and a bit scared, he decides to check what's happening and starts recording everything on his camera. The crying continues coming from the same spot, so he takes some hot water and throws it toward the direction of the sound. What happens next shocks everyone. It looks as if something invisible reacts when the water hits, but there's no one visible in front of him. people still wonder what that mysterious thing was and whether it was a human or something paranormal. Watch carefully and decide for yourself what you think really happened that night.
Oh my God. Oh no.
In this clip, two young boys set out to explore an abandoned house deep inside a dense forest for a paranormal investigation. They had heard rumors that strange shadows and ghostly figures had been seen around that place at night. With their cameras on and flashlights in hand, they slowly entered the old, broken-down house. The air was heavy, and every sound of the creaking floor made their hearts race. As they walked through the dark corridors, one of them suggested checking a locked-looking room where they felt a strange energy. The moment they decided to enter, something terrifying happened.
Oh my God. Oh no.
From that very room, a tall, black, shadowy lady figure suddenly appeared and started moving toward them as if to attack. Her face was barely visible, but her presence was enough to send chills down their spines. Panicking, both of them screamed and ran outside the house as fast as they could. After catching their breath, they decided to gather courage and take one last look from downstairs to confirm whether that figure had disappeared or was still there. But when they went back to check, something even more horrifying took place. The same black figure appeared again, this time much closer than before. The video ends right there, and no one knows what happened next. What's even scarier is that after that night, those two boys never returned to that place again, leaving behind a mystery that still remains unsolved. This video is from a mosque where a few children were quietly studying when something strange appeared on top of the mosque. The children noticed a dark shadow moving, and soon everyone in the area started panicking. Some people believe it was a jinn, while others think it might have been just an illusion. But when you look closely, the figure seems real and terrifying. No one knows what it actually was, but the incident shocked everyone who witnessed it. So guys, that was today's video. I hope you enjoyed watching it as much as I enjoyed bringing it to you. If you found it interesting, don't forget to hit that like button. It really motivates me to create more content like this. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so you never miss an update whenever I upload a new video. And of course, share your thoughts in the comments section.
Dill pickle fries at Lawson Socks. Ang Grinch meal, dumating na may holiday chaos.
A young man was exploring the place with his flashlight when suddenly, from people walking through walls to a terrifying EVP recording of someone who had just died, and even the top-ranked videos I know will send chills down your spine. Stay tuned because the terror is about to begin. My name is Leonard Clay, and this is The Darkest Secret. Today we present extreme horror videos that skeptics cannot explain. Number 8. We begin our journey with some unsettling footage that Ruben Vasquez, one of our subscribers, sent to my email. He explains that what you're about to see is from a live stream broadcast from a completely abandoned building. A young man was exploring the place with his flashlight when suddenly, at the end of what appeared to be a dead-end corridor, something completely out of the ordinary came into view. Watch closely.
¿Quién más está aquí? Hola. ¿Hay alguien aquí? Vamos. Sé que no. ¿Quién? ¡Ay! ¡Ay! ¡Hola! ¡Hola! ¡Ay, no! ¡Dios mío! Hay 2 personas ahí. Hola, ¿puedo ayudarte? ¡Ay, Dios! ¿Te puedo ayudar? Hola. Uy, se metió en la pared. Esa pared no tiene salida. Se metió en la pared. Hola. Hola. ¿Puedo? Ay, verga, Dios, no. No. Espérense, yo sé qué voy a hacer. Espérense.
The recording clearly shows how a human-like figure emerges from one of the walls, stops for a few seconds, as if looking directly at the camera, and then, to the incredulous gaze of everyone watching the live stream, passes through the wall as if it didn't exist. But that's not all. The image reveals the existence of another silhouette which exhibits similar behavior, as if both beings belong to another dimension. Many users who were watching the broadcast through their devices were just as shocked as a young man who recorded the moment. And as I said before, this wasn't a recorded video. It was a live broadcast, a situation where there was no time to edit or prepare effects. What was shown was exactly what happened. Could there be souls trapped in the abandoned building? Or did we witness a glitch in reality itself? A temporal distortion that allowed those bodies to pass through solid matter. Whatever the case, the truth is that this clip continues to leave those who see it for the first time speechless. Number 7. It was early morning when the CCTV cameras installed near a temple in Thailand captured something that left those who reviewed the recording without words. At first glance, he looked like a small child playing alone, running and moving happily around the temple courtyard. But the strange thing was, he was doing it completely alone, in the middle of the night, and without any adult supervision. It's the behavior of a normal child, but everything changes when he goes up the stairs. If you look closely, at the top there's some sort of gate which incredibly the child passes through without any difficulty, as if it weren't there. He doesn't stop, he doesn't push it, he simply goes right through it. When temple officials reviewed the footage, they thought it was an abandoned child who had found refuge there, until they saw that incredible moment. Even upon closer inspection of the sequence, they realized that his body seemed weightless as he moved too quickly for his age. And his shadow didn't match the lighting of the area. Some believe it is the spirit of a child who once lived or died in the vicinity of the temple. Others think it could be a residual manifestation, an echo of the past that got trapped eternally repeating the same movements. Tell me, are we looking at the clearest evidence of a child apparition? Of a child apparition? Leave your opinion in the comments. Number 6. The following recording was sent by Maria Zamora, a subscriber who wanted to share with me and you some truly troubling footage recorded during a nighttime exploration in a cemetery in Mexico. A couple of young people were exploring the area, live streaming their adventure among ancient tombs and mausoleums. Everything was going smoothly until, unbeknownst to them, one of their cameras captured something that went completely unnoticed at the time, but not the next day when they watched the recording. Pay attention.
When the sawdust settles and the engine finally roars, the thing you care about most is a job well.
Can clearly seen emerging from one of the open pits, seemingly taking on a human form. This dark entity, noticing the presence of the young people, quickly leaves the pit and vanishes into the darkness of the cemetery. Although the image is not as sharp as we would like, the silhouette is perfectly distinguishable. It lacks defined contours. It does not reflect light, and its movement is too fast, almost unnatural, as if it were fading away as it moved forward. Some claim it could be a camera effect, perhaps due to low resolution, or the light interference of the location. Others think it was simply an animal, or even a person hiding among the tombs. But there are those who firmly believe that this shadow does not belong to this world, claiming that it could be a dark energy that inhabits the cemetery, manifesting itself only for brief seconds, or even the spirit of someone who, feeling discovered, fled from the place where they were once buried. What do you think? Was it a simple coincidence, or an entity that couldn't bear be seen by the living? Whatever it is, his appearance on the recording is undeniable. Number 5. Valeria Marquez was a renowned beauty influencer with thousands of followers and a rapidly growing career on social media platforms like TikTok and Instagram. But last year, her life ended tragically while she was live streaming from her own beauty salon. During the live stream, while a friend was discussing the case and explaining why she had decided to temporarily close her social media accounts, something extraordinarily disturbing happened.
Fíjense que yo pensaba en cerrar las redes. Sí pensé.
dije, ¿por qué? Fíjense que yo pensaba en cerrar las redes. Sí pensé. Pero luego dije, "Ay, ¿por qué?"
Can you hear it? Listen again. I'll highlight the part for you.
Fíjense que yo pensaba en cerrar las redes. Sí pensé. Pero luego dije, "Ay, ¿por qué?" Fíjense que yo pensaba en cerrar las redes. Sí pensé. Pero luego dije, "Ay, ¿por qué?"
Just as Vivian tries to justify her absence from social media, a female voice filters into the broadcast. A clearly audible voice saying, "Because I died." The audio shocked everyone watching the live stream. That's right, it was a live stream. The comments came pouring in. Dozens of users claimed that the voice was Valeria Marquez's, as if she were trying to make herself known from another plane, responding to a friend. Some say it's just audio interference, a technical error with no great mystery. But others, on the other hand, believe that what we hear is a real EVP. Those who followed her closely insist that it's Valeria's voice. It happened during a live stream. How do you stage something like that? If this really were a paranormal phenomenon, it could mean that deceased people, especially those who leave unexpectedly, remain here or can manifest themselves and can answer you. What makes everything more worrying is Vivian's behavior since that day. Many have noticed in her a distant, evasive attitude, as if this phenomenon had affected her in some way. Are we simply facing a sad coincidence, amplified by tragedy? Or is it possible that Valeria herself tried to speak from the other side? Let me know what you think. Number 4. Reality can be more disconcerting than the paranormal, a phrase that I have mentioned on more than one occasion on this channel, and that Alex Juarez, one of our subscribers, reminded me of in the email that accompanies the following video. According to him, that phrase perfectly sums up the disturbing experience he had one early morning in his own home. Alex says he was asleep when he started hearing footsteps on the roof of his house. At first, he thought it was a cat, or maybe a nocturnal bird. But the persistence of the noises led him to take out his cell phone and carefully peek through the curtains of his second-floor bedroom. What he recorded was simply terrifying.
It's a Poshmark here, and it's half off. Find the best deals today. Yeah!
The presence of a man who remains motionless, looking down as if he were spying from the roof. Alex says that at certain times, that subject made strange, almost spasmodic movements, tilting his head in an odd way, which made him think that the man was not a normal person. Even minutes later, a neighbor who lives across the street also managed to record the same figure, confirming that it was not an illusion or a reflection. And although no one managed to discover who that individual was or how he got there, his mere presence was enough to sow terror among the residents of the area. What was he doing on the roof? Was he a burglar planning to break into the house? A prankster with a disturbing mind? Or someone with much darker intentions? There may be many explanations, but what cannot be denied is that this is not normal. Sometimes we look for ghosts or supernatural entities to explain what scares us, when in reality, the real monsters may be among us, walking the streets, or worse still, as in this case, looking at us from the roof of our own house. I remember the case of a girl who recounted how she came home tired from work and laid down on her bed to sleep. She woke up suddenly because she felt a strong pressure on her legs. It was a man's hands leaning halfway into the window, who had decided to put his hands on her. From that day on, she put bars on her window, but that didn't take away the trauma of what could have happened. That's why I always say, ghosts very, very rarely do any harm. Unlike people, reason why we should fear the living more than the dead. Tell me, what would you have done if you discovered someone watching you from the darkness right above your room? Comment below. Number 3. A young woman, while cleaning her computer and deleting old files, came across a recording she made 3 years earlier, which until the moment had gone completely unnoticed. Came across a recording she had made 3 years earlier, which until that moment had gone completely unnoticed. However, when she played it again, she noticed something that chilled her to the bone. The clip begins with the young woman recording the strange sounds that stand out amidst the silence of the house. Even at the end of the recording, a kind of murmur can be heard coming from the main entrance of her home. But that's not the worst of it. And 3 years later, when reviewing the same recording, she realized that at the beginning of the recording and just before the shot changed, a quick, almost imperceptible movement can be seen right at the bottom of the stairs. Do you see it? The movement is so brief that it is barely distinguishable at first glance. It seems to betray the presence of someone or something that was there, observing her from the shadows. She claims she was completely alone at home at that time, and only started recording because of the noises. So what is this? Imagine it happens to you. Imagine you see a shadow when you're alone, and that it happened 3 years ago. What could that have been? Was it a camera malfunction? A trick of light and shadow? Or was it really something or someone that had invaded her home? This type of footage reminds us that sometimes the most unsettling thing is not what we see, but what is watching us without our knowledge. Number 2.
Did you know there's a new way to screen for cancer?
Good to know.
Cancer Card helps screen for over 50 cancers, even before
We end this chilling list with a video sent by Claudio Correa, a loyal subscriber of the channel. who told me that what you're about to see was recorded inside a cave. A cave that, according to him, opened up after a missile strike in a remote area of the Middle East. What these men found in there is something you couldn't even imagine in your worst nightmare. Pay attention.
سكر بسرعة بسرعة بسم الله بسرعة سفاكروا
The group of men insist on plugging a hole in the ground, throwing huge stones into it. But what is truly terrifying is that from that hole, dark hands emerge, moving desperately as if something were trying to get out of there. The men, terrified, began to throw more stones while reciting prayers and scattering salt over the hole, as if trying to seal a forbidden door. The cameras capture how that being, if it can be called that, pushes the rocks within human force, generating a sound that seems like a roar coming from the depths. One of the men even claims to have felt a suffocating heat after emerging from that hole, as if the ground itself were on fire. The whole scene looks like something out of a horror movie, and yet what we see here is real. For some, it was a trapped animal or an illusion caused by the smoke and darkness, but others insist that what these men faced was not of this world. Could it be an unknown creature that lives underground, or something much darker? A demonic being trying to escape from the bowels of the underworld? Leave your opinion in the comment section, because this video has come to an end. My name is Leonora Clay, and this was The Darkest Secret.